What connects Beyonce, the Founding Fathers, Kanye West, most of the presidents of the United States, Harry Potter, Rihanna, and the Pope? Well, according to some, they're all part of a hidden society that's been trying to take over the world for centuries and may have succeeded. It's a story of hidden power, wealth and murder that has let a shadowy group of the rich and powerful gain influence across the globe and bind us all under their control. Stick around as I dive into the murky secrets of the Illuminati. Find out who they are, what they want, and whether they really do rule the world. We've all heard the stories infiltrating every level of government, banks, the media and corporate organisations of the world. There's a group of people who hold the real power, operating in the shadows, drawing no attention to themselves, but influencing and controlling every aspect of our lives. Read almost any newspaper, watch just about any TV station, and you'll be told that the Illuminati is just a myth, a crazy conspiracy theory spread by books like Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code. But let's face it, most of the newspapers and TV stations are controlled by guys like Rupert Murdoch, who just happens to be another of the powerful figures who's often accused of being part of the Illuminati. And if you're thinking you might find the truth online, Meta and Facebook bosses Mark Zuckerberg, Twitter's Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and many other tech giants are all in the frame too. And the government won't help. Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden are just the latest US presidents to be accused of being part of the plot. Which is exactly the problem. Because if the people who control the flow of information, money, entertainment, power, of pretty much everything, are all part of the same web, then it makes it really easy for them to cover their tracks and very hard for us to sort fact from fiction. So let's start at the beginning, because there are some facts we can pin down. There's no doubt the Illuminati, roughly meaning the Enlightened Ones, was a real organisation. From around 1492, records in Spain speak of a mysterious group called the Alumbrados, or Illuminados, meaning the Enlightened Ones. And they weren't popular with the authorities. Many members were tortured and killed in the Spanish Inquisition. By the 1600s, the Illuminés were active in France, and in 1776, the Bavarian Illuminati were founded by Adam Weishaupt. All of these groups believed they were an elite who possessed a superior, clarified intelligence. The Bavarian Illuminati went even further and said they wanted to abolish all kings, governments, and religions and set up a religion of reason, which naturally they would control. They began secretly to infiltrate the state's most powerful institutions through espionage, stealth, and if need be, murder. Despite their attempts to stay under the radar, they were soon suppressed and destroyed by the Bavarian government. At that point, the history books say the Illuminati vanished forever, though rumours continued. But wait, look at those dates again. 1492, when Columbus discovered the New World. 1776, when the United States itself was born. Just a coincidence, right? Well, maybe, but as we'll see next, it's alleged that the Illuminati were active in the United States even before there was a United States, and the Founding Fathers were a big part of the conspiracy. Like many other secret societies, it's claimed the Illuminati recognize each other with symbols, hidden messages and hand signs, including that of the owl. And one of the most important is said to be the Eye of Providence, often called the all-seeing eye, showing that they were everywhere, observing and controlling. Yep, the very same all-seeing eye that's on the Great Seal of the United States, and that's shown on the dollar bill. Its place as part of the very symbol of government was first proposed in 1776. So were the Illuminati at the heart of the action from the very beginning? There are innocent explanations. Officially, the eye was added as a symbol of divine providence, literally the eye of God watching over humanity. But it's a symbol that's far older than Christ and used by many religions. And why would men who wanted to break free of the existing church and state add such a symbol to the emblem of their new nation? Perhaps because it's also claimed that some, including Thomas Jefferson and George Washington himself, were strongly influenced by the ideas of Adam Weishaupt, founder of the Bavarian Illuminati, in the same year. Jefferson wanted to weaken the role of the church and to promote reason, just like Weishaupt. Washington supported Republican principles and the establishment of a new order, just like Weishaupt. And accusations of links between the leader of the United States and the Illuminati aren't limited to early days. The names of many presidents are mentioned, right up to Joe Biden, who was sworn into office using an old family Bible bearing the symbol of the all-seeing eye. The idea of a new world order leading eventually to a global government is often said to be one of the key objectives of the Illuminati. Being right at the heart of government is the perfect way to try and make that happen. And the same symbol of the all-seeing eye does appear in official seals and coats of arms of many governments, cities and states right across the globe. So, is it an innocent symbol, or have the Illuminati been working quietly to place them in position all around the world, even since the beginning of the US itself? As we'll find out next, it could also show the Illuminati have links in many other organisations too. There is a problem with all of this. If the Illuminati do have control of the world, how come we've still got this guy? One of the main aims of people like Weishaupt and its claimed Jefferson was to get rid of the established church to set up their own religion of reason. Well, maybe they did. The all-seeing eye is also closely linked with Freemasonry, another secretive organisation with religious overtones that many people claim is intertwined with the Illuminati. Thomas Jefferson and George Washington were definitely Freemasons, as were Benjamin Franklin, James Madison, John Hancock, Paul Revere, and many more of the founding fathers of the United States. The eye has also been used as a symbol by the Jesuits, a Catholic group known for their role in education and their secret, devious methods. The founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius Loyola, was also a known member of the original Illuminati organization in Spain back in the 1500s. The same symbol is on the Mormon Salt Lake Temple in Utah. It's found in Hindu temples, Islamic texts, and Jewish synagogues, as well as millions of churches worldwide, including the Vatican in Rome. So, instead of destroying religion, is it possible that the Illuminati has just taken it over for their own ends, infiltrating the highest levels to allow them to control the millions of devotees from within? Some claim that even the Pope himself is part of the Illuminati's web. Coming up, I'll be looking at how another Illuminati symbol may show that some of the world's biggest entertainers are also part of the Illuminati conspiracy, willingly or not. Jay-Z and Beyonce, one of the biggest power couples in entertainment today, loved by hundreds of millions of devoted fans around the world. Yeah, why does he keep making her that sign? Officially, it's the rock symbol representing his record label, and denoting the idea of rising to the top and achieving success. But unofficially, a lot of people can't help noticing the resemblance to the pyramid which supports the all-seeing eye. But that's crazy, right? Why would the Illuminati be interested in pop music? Well, perhaps for the same reason they'd try and take over the church. Those hundreds of millions of devoted fans just waiting to be influenced and told what to do by performers they love and respect. It could be another way of controlling us without us even realizing. Once you know what to look for, say these theories, the signs are everywhere. Why does Lady Gaga cover her eye so often? Is she referencing the one all-seeing eye? And what's with the 6 symbol, 666, along with the symbols of the pentagram? And the devil's horns are also widely associated with the Illuminati, and you'll find those used by thousands of performers. In 2015, a song by Madonna entitled Illuminati was leaked online, leading her to first claim she knew who the Illuminati were, before quickly backtracking and denying any involvement. Remember the original Illuminati, whose symbol was an owl? Maybe their reach even extends into the wizarding world. Whatever music you're into, whatever films or TV programs you watch, even in games, symbols linked with the Illuminati are all pervasive, right through popular culture. So is it really possible some of the world's biggest stars are being used as puppets by the Illuminati, perhaps in return for fame and wealth? Though it's also possible they don't have a choice. It's said that some performers have resisted the demands put on them by the Illuminati, including Tupac Shakur and Michael Jackson. Maybe those who don't want to work for the New World Order must be silenced to preserve the secret. Again, we have to say there are other explanations. All these symbols are common symbols with multiple different meanings for different groups, and most of the performers involved deny the allegations completely. But what if all these signs were linked? A subliminal message hiding in plain sight that the influence of the Illuminati is everywhere, watching, controlling, at all times. So, if the Illuminati do have secret control over government, religion, the media, what does that leave? Stay with us as I unravel the links between some of the world's richest people and the secret society that controls us all. Maybe. Walt Disney, the man who revolutionized 20th century entertainment. J.C. Penney, who influenced the way America lived and shopped. Henry Ford, founder of the Ford Motor Company, and as the originator of mass production, arguably the man who invented the modern world. What links them? All were members, or were claimed to be members, of the Freemasons. Ford certainly belonged to the Palestine Lodge number 357 in Michigan. Penney was a member of Kemper Lodge number 76 in Colorado. Though there's no direct evidence of Disney's involvement, many do see hints and symbols of Freemasonry in his work, as well as in the layout of the theme parks. And, as we've already seen, the symbols of Freemasonry are also said to be the symbols of the Illuminati. Just as among politicians and government officials, Freemasonry is a well-established part of business life. Millions of members in banks and boardrooms across the world working together, helping each other, and, true enough, doing a lot of good for charities and communities too. But if there genuinely is a link between the Freemasons and the Illuminati, it could mean that some of the richest and most influential people on the planet are also a part of a new world order that is secretly governing us all. It would give the Illuminati access to almost unlimited funds and the power to shape the world in the way that it wants to, without anyone knowing what's going on. One name often cited is that of George Soros, an Hungarian-American billionaire who made his money as a hedge fund manager, growing to have huge influence across the money markets. During the 1992 financial crisis that came to be known as Black Wednesday, he gained the nickname of the man who broke the Bank of England after he shorted the British pound, causing chaos. He's an active supporter of many noble causes, supporting human rights, democracy, social justice, and education. But some theorists suggest he also funds and orchestrates protest groups and social movements to destabilize, divide, and sow chaos through society, using his wealth to force open borders and undermine national sovereignty. In line, they claim, with the Illuminati's aim of subverting opposition and gaining global control. There's no question that a lot of the allegations against Soros are driven by anti-Semitism, so can't be trusted or believed. But his story is the perfect example of how one individual can wield incredible power and influence across the world, yet could probably walk down the pavement without being recognized. The ultimate power behind the throne, exactly the way the Illuminati are said to work. And, as I'll be revealing next, Soros certainly isn't the only billionaire accused, by some, of working to further the aims of a new world order and global government as part of the Illuminati. The rise of IT, the internet, social media, and now AI has produced a new class of mega-rich entrepreneurs. But many of the same suspicions follow them. Bill Gates, for many years the richest man in the world, has been accused of using similar tactics to George Soros. Under the cover of humanitarian work like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, there are claims that he's actively working to further the aims of the New World Order. His healthcare projects just a front to control global population through vaccination, perhaps even to implant microchips into people that can both monitor and control them. Both Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos are also often accused of working to promote a new world order as members of both the Freemasons and the Illuminati. Facebook has replaced many forms of traditional media. It's where billions of people worldwide now get their news and opinions from. Amazon has done the same for retail, subtly influencing what we choose to buy and who from. Imagine the power that controlling those two companies alone would give those who secretly ruled our world. There's no doubt that the technological revolution that's taken place since the 1970s has led to a new world order of sorts. It's brought massive social change, completely altering the way we live and work. Old money and old certainties have been swept away. But is this the world the Illuminati has been trying to create for hundreds of years? There's not a shred of evidence for any of the claims and suspicions we've examined. But that's the whole point. If the Illuminati have succeeded and are now rulers of our world, no one but themselves will ever know it for sure. So, what do you think? Let us know in the comments, and if you've enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and check out some of our other great stories here. Thanks for watching!